Did you know that the wealth of the top 10 people on Forbes' list, including well-known names like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett, is estimated to be $1.19 trillion, less than Apple's market value? In this video, we'll go over 7 fascinating facts about Apple. So if this sounds interesting, let's get started. Initially, Apple was founded by 3 co-founders. Ronald Wayne, the third co-founder, joined Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak as co-founders, but he left the firm only 12 days after it was created. He received a dividend of $1,500 after selling his 10% share for only $800. Wayne's shares would be valued at roughly $60 billion now if he had stayed with the company. Yes, approximately $60 billion, and we'll understand why when we break down the current market value of Apple. Also, Apple has a no-smoking policy regarding their computers. As absurd as it may seem, smoking while using an Apple computer voids the guarantee. Well, you have been told. According to Consumerist, the warranty agreement makes no specific declaration that cigarette smoke will terminate Apple's device warranty. It's not so much about cigarette smoke as it is about cigarette residue within the gadget, which Apple believes poses a biohazard for the company's staff who will service them after they are damaged. Apple Incorporated became the first corporation to reach a market capitalization of $1 trillion in August 2018 and the first publicly traded U.S. company to cross $2 trillion 2 years later. Apple's stocks reached $2.08 trillion on March 15, 2021. According to a study from the Business Chief in 2020, Apple has twice the amount of money as the U.S. Treasury because Apple stocks $76.2 billion in cash and marketable securities. In contrast, the U.S. government has $73.8 billion in operational cash. Also, the wealth of the top 10 people on Forbes' list, including well-known names like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett, is estimated to be $1.19 trillion, less than Apple's market value. We need to combine the net worths of the world's top 24 billionaires for you to get a sense of Apple's market capitalization. Do you feel surprised by Apple's net worth? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Moving forward, Apple introduced the Lisa computer family in 1983. It was a flop. Logical integrated software architecture was the formal definition of the name Lisa. The Lisa was the first commercial computer to include a mouse and a graphical user interface, GUI. All computers before Lisa were text-based, which meant you had to type commands into a keyboard. This Apple retailed for a whopping $9,995. Lisa took Apple 4 years and more than $50 million to build. Due to its high price, poor performance, and restricted number of applications, the Apple Lisa proved to be an unpopular machine. Due to low sales of only 100,000 copies, the Lisa was canceled after 2 years. Lisa is not the only failed production attempt from Apple. Apple began a clothing line and failed at that too, and we will soon discuss more Apple's clothing line, so stay tuned. Furthermore, Apple made more money in the first quarter of 2014 than Google, Amazon, and Facebook combined. Apple's revenues were $43.7 billion, more than Google, Amazon, and Facebook. Not all, but Apple is one of the essential employment generators in the United States, with 2 million jobs spread across 50 states. Apple has a workforce that rivals a medium-sized city, and Apple's staff includes over 90,000 workers. Millions more profit from Apple, ranging from sales affiliates to mom-and-pop shops worldwide. In addition, the Apple Silicon is a worth noting fact of Apple. The Apple Silicon is a line of system-on-a-chip and system-in-a-package processors developed by Apple Incorporated based mainly on the ARM architecture. Most new Mac computers and the iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, Apple Watch, AirPods, HomePod, iPod Touch, and AirTag are built with Apple Silicon. On June 22, 2020, Apple announced its plan to replace Intel processors in Mac computers with Apple Silicon. On November 10, 2020, Apple announced the first Macs featuring the Apple M1 processor. Most Mac models were constructed with Apple Silicon in early 2022. except the Core i5 and i7 Mac Mini and the Mac Pro. Although Apple is currently famed for its minimalistic appearance, this wasn't always the case. Apple created a clothing line named the Apple Collection in 1986, which featured oversized sweatshirts, windbreakers, and garishly bright patterns. It isn't easy to believe that black turtleneck fan Steve Jobs would have approved of these outfits, given that the Apple Collection was produced a year after he left Apple. Apple created several looks for children and a slew of accessories for die-hard Apple fans. Nonetheless, this Apple Collection failed since people didn't buy into it. In general, Apple's history is one of awe. Apple has become one of the influential players in the computing and mobile industries. Apple's innovative goods and services continue to wow the world. If you like this video, please share it with others interested in Apple. See you soon in the next video.